Ever since the Bad Batch was introduced in the Clone Wars, we've gotten some great stories, but I think the thing that surprised me the most was the amount of incredible Easter eggs. We've seen Commander Cody post Order 66, which changed the Legends version of his past. We've seen Palpatine use the destruction of Kamino to get rid of the clones and move to the Stormtroopers, but in the final 2 episodes of Season 2, we got a very exciting cameo that could have some huge payoffs down the road.
The attack on the prisoner transport ship is unfortunate, but inconsequential, Governor.
It's still concerning. If any of the stolen data has compromised your location...
Various protocols are in place to ensure that does not happen. What is a concern is how the transport was targeted.
All of this started when Crosshair killed this punk. Whew. Revenge, so sweet. But after that, he was taken to Mount Tantus for some questioning on the whereabouts of Omega. Now, this is where it starts to get really interesting. On the Bad Batch side, their plan is to gather information on Hemlock and hopefully use that to rescue Crosshair. As we know from the show, they ultimately fail, but they do get close, and we see a meeting of some of the most powerful people from the Empire. Surprisingly, no Thrawn though. But why does this matter? There are tons of examples of some powerful people in the Empire getting together to meet. But did you see that Krennic was there? Yes, one of the creators / leaders / head honchos of the Death Star project. And this is why I think this is such a big deal that all of these Imperials are at this summit together. This lines up very nicely to the details we have of the creation of the Death Star. In 21 BBY, we have the first phase completed, plans made, and support structures in place, and by 18 BBY, the back and forth between Krennic and Tarkin has begun. Yeah, they were constantly trying to play games in the construction of the Death Star to take claim of it, but if it started to go bad, they tried to blame the other person. Whole story there. But Bad Batch takes place right in the middle between 19 and 18 BBY, which means the reason for the summit could very much be the next steps in the construction of the Empire's journey to the planet-destroying Death Star. We honestly don't know a whole lot about the specifics on why Royce Hemlock is so heavily interested in the Bad Batch, and more so Omega, especially considering that he already has an older version of her, which was revealed in that finale. But I wonder if the Death Star has anything to do with the want for more clones. I'm not exactly sure how, but possibly staffing or other uses like Dark Troopers possibly. But there are some interesting tie-ins with the Mandalorian as well. A lot of things Hemlock is talking about sounds a lot like what Dr. Pershing is saying in Mandalorian. I'm not entirely sure how the two completely connect, but I think there are way too many similarities for this to be just a coincidence. Let me know what you think about this theory and what you think is actually happening in this episode and the 2-episode finale. I love this finale. I think it opens up the world so much for continuation of the Bad Batch, which I'm a huge fan of. The Bad Batch was such a good ride, and I'm really enjoying where it's going. I think what they're going to set up here is going to tie into so much of what we see in Mandalorian and Ahsoka. We saw a lot of it in Rebels. There's a lot going on here that is going to greatly affect the future of Star Wars, and I think it's very exciting. But let me know your thoughts in the comments below. Don't forget to like and subscribe. Check out our podcast. And as always, may the Force be with you.